Active Investor here, bringing you another independent analysis. This time we're taking another look at ticker symbol SPHS. That's Sophiris Bio Incorporated. The chart we're looking at today is a 15-minute chart. Each candlestick on this chart representing 15 minutes of trading. We go back 2 days, and we're going to focus on what happened today. This is a follow-up analysis to the video posted yesterday, an update to the price action that we had today. So, SPHS had a pretty good opening. You can see on this 15-minute candle, it pushed up almost to this pivot point here. And let me just reiterate what those pivot points are in case you haven't watched that last video or just in case you forgot what they are. So we have 6.19 right here. Then this middle line is going to be 5.65. This bottom line right here is going to be 5.35. And then all the way down, we have 490. Should say 4. Let's make that into a 4. 490. All right, so 619, 565, 535, and then 490 is actually not viewable on the chart, but it is down there, hence the arrow. So you can see, like I said, we opened up nicely, got denied pretty much right at 619. The next candle opening right here, the same level, right about 619, and then falling down, closing almost all the way at 535. We broke support, and then we kind of trailed back up throughout the day, making some higher lows here, 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 and here, where we found support on 565, but we couldn't hold those levels halfway through the day. SPHS just kind of crashed, and it never regained the momentum that it had at the open or shortly after the open either. So pretty unfortunate. You can see it did channel pretty nicely at first between 565 and 535. A few of these candles, that would have been 30 minutes worth. It kind of bounced up and down where you could have swung it. And then over here on the break of 565, you could have longed it for a day trade and got out. You wouldn't need to have gotten out before this pivot point though, so it was definitely a risky one. Hence these candles closing so far down with so much wick on top, making it pretty risky. And then we kind of fell off, like I said, and then we broke support and floated here. So this candle was actually pretty bullish. It's too bad it didn't turn around, but this candle was probably the saving grace for SPHS today, and the fact that it only went down, well, it closed 9.40% down. So it did go down quite a bit, but it would have been worse. If this candle wasn't so bullish, I think we probably would have seen it go staircase mode down and close a bit closer to 490 or 475. Now, you know what? This whole thing is a little off. This pivot point here at 490. Let's see. Let me just check my data really quick. I think I might have had it right, actually. Oh, no, it's actually 440. So we're just going to scribble this out. It's actually 440 is the pivot point that we can't see. I knew something wasn't right there. So 440 is the next support after 535. Still quite a ways down. So we're going to want to see this turn around. The entire time it was oversold here. Let's take a look. Off that candle, and still oversold even into the after hours trading period. Previous oversold point right about here. So we actually did get a higher oversold point, which is good. But unfortunately, you know, that is a bullish sign. But what would have been better is if we pushed above 535 and found support up there. That wasn't the case, but it's not all bad. That's a pretty good sign, the fact that we had a higher oversold point. Let's take a look at where we went overbought. I'll be surprised if this is actually higher as well. It's just about the same, pretty much the same level. You could argue that it's slightly higher, but it's really not relevant in the fact that it's barely higher. It's basically the same level. What is relevant is that 565 didn't hold and 535 didn't hold either. But it did hold this area pretty well, considering there was no solid support there. You could say that there might be some soft support. Let's see. Right around the $5 mark. Probably some soft support around the $5 mark. You know, a nice even round number like that. Sometimes there's a mental support there. So you could keep in mind that there's a mental support level at $5. And if that mental support at 5 holds, hopefully we can push back to 535, eventually get to 565, 619, and then work our way up into this range up here, the $7 to $8 range. That'd be good to see if you're longing it. If you're short this stock, you're very happy, especially if you got in yesterday up here. 855 to the current trading range would have been a very nice short. Now the averages are not looking good. We have the 50 period above the 20, above the 13, but that's only on the 15-minute chart. I think the video we posted yesterday was a 1-hour chart, if I recall correctly, but the averages are also bearish on there. On the 1-hour chart, the averages are also showing that order. Let me just double check that real quick. But last time I looked, I believe that was the case. So let's see here. Right, so on the 1-hour chart, actually the 20 period is above, but the 50 period did cross over the 13, so it's kind of in no man's land. But on the shorter time frames, definitely bearish. So the trend is now down. It's going to take a bit of work. Like I said, it's not entirely bad. We have that mental support at $5, and the fact that we had such a bullish candle here kind of left our price stagnant, and at least it didn't drop down more so towards the end of the day. Especially towards the end of the day when a stock is bearish like this, you'll see some massive selling off go. Now, it's the opposite if the stock is bullish. Sometimes in the day, you'll see a nice little run up in price. But in a case where something's down like this in red, a lot of times you will see people selling off in the day because they don't want to hold it after hours, etc. So that's a good sign, the way we held up above $5 at least. But let's see what the data brings tomorrow, and then I'll update this analysis. Not much else to be said for now. The most interesting thing is that we kind of just channeled between these two pivot points and then held above $5. So we'll see what the rest of the week brings for SPHS, and I'll most likely update this analysis. So sorry there wasn't much more else to say, but figured it was still worthwhile of updating yesterday's video. Hope you enjoyed this regardless, and please leave a like if you did. I'd appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one.